I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did
Chris
you think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong. Sorry.
Sorry. I could not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack him
now.
across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first one to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. This is me trying to unmute. Hi, everybody! Hello. Oh, man. It slipped away from me, the freaking cursor. Hi, come on in. The water's fine. It is Monday night? It's Monday night, and it's time for a little D&D here on Indigo Chameleon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, we've got a few announcements, and then we're going to kick off this one-shot, something fierce. As that really handsome guy was saying not too long ago, we have a Discord. Come and hang out with us there. You're going to find the latest updates when it comes to one-shots and recruitments and memes and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So please come and hang out with us. We also have a merch store. Merch store is a place for you to buy cool merch like the mug that Indigo Chameleon is using tonight. It's got our good buddy Karma. And so, yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff on there. There's mugs and prints and shirts and shower curtains. One day.
You're not
One
getting the shower curtains.
We are. So yeah, lots of cool stuff on there. So please go check it out. We also upcoming schedule for this week. We got a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline. Tomorrow night we have one of the last two, count them, 2 episodes of Wonder. If you haven't tuned in, now would be a weird time to do so, but we encourage you to tune in anyway, because we are nearing the finish line of Wonderland. After that, we have a 2 episode mini arc of Star Wars using the D&D 5e system, DM'd by our amazing, illustrious Mace, and then we transition into the new campaign on Tuesday nights, which is Wanderlust, an exploration of Wildmount, which my nose has been sort of stuck in a book and taking notes, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in for that on Tuesday. We don't have anything going on Wednesday. However, on Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle. Our group on the Lost Isle is going to work towards finding out where they're sent next in the seas of time, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in. It's going to get creepy. I had to use it, and it's been stuck in my head for like months as I'm writing the weird campaigns that are the Lost Isle. Wild West Werewolves. So tune in for some Wild West Werewolves action. That's going to be on Thursday. Friday night, we go to Neverland, where we continue the B arc of rescuing a couple of the players, and then wrap up the Neverland #Suicide Squad, where we go from there. They're not going to die. Probably one's going to die.
Oh god, it's gonna be me.
Just the odds somebody's gonna die. So yeah, so tune in for that on Friday. It's sure to be a fun time.
Question mark?
Yay!
And then on Sunday, I'm happy to make this announcement right now. We're going to be doing something really special in our Discord. On Sunday night, we're going to stream in our Indigo Lounge. It's a special place where subscribers of the channel can hang out, and we do weird stuff in there. I don't know what we're doing yet, but it's going to be worth it. Who knows? I might be able to get Garrison to DM the very first game of Dungeons and Dungeons. Wow. So tune in for that on Sunday, which brings us back around to Monday. Gang, do we have anything you want to plug? Any shows you're working on? Podcast? Stuff going on that we can send some people to see your art? Not right now.
I'll say you can check out Josephine the Play on the website, so josephinetheplay.com, Josephine the Play on Facebook or Instagram. That's the show that I created with my partner that we've been touring the world with for the last 4 years, that we are on temporary hiatus from touring the world with, but we will be back soon, and we're also going to be adding some online content, hopefully for sale soon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Please go check it out. And I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for Discord and schedule and stuff like that. So let's dive into tonight's game. It's not a unknown thing that I enjoy the stories from childhood. That Indigo Chameleon has been the kind to dive into places that are familiar to you and change them up a little bit. Places like Wonderland, places like Neverland, and tonight is no different. When you were growing up, some of you out there had an imaginary friend. A person by your side when you were a child, be they a narwhal, be they Kirby the teddy bear, which was mine. I was a Navy brat, and we never stayed in a place very long. It was really hard to make friends. So I had my buddy Kirby with me, and Kirby and I remember going camping. I remember going to grandparents' house. Kirby and I were inseparable. And tonight I wanted to dive into the magic inherent in those imaginary friends. Let me set the world for you. There's a different plane that exists very closely connected to ours. We're going to call this plane the plane of imagination. The plane of imagination, while simplistic and childlike upon far inspection, with a closer inspection, you see that the plane of imagination is actually one of the more powerful places in the multiverse. The plane of imagination connects to all the other planes, and it is where ideas are birthed. It's where the concept of heroism is nurtured, like a small flame that grows into a mighty fire, where children go and feed into this plane to create the stories that you and I tell on a weekly basis. Stories of heroism, of terror and horror, and things that strengthen the human soul when we need them now more than ever. This is the purpose of the plane of imagination. And each child is connected to it. And with each of those children is an imaginary friend. Now, during the day, they spend time with their child, sipping tea, playing games, hide and seek, tag. However, at night, their job is one thing and one thing only: to protect their children from the nightmares which seek to corrupt the plane of imagination by adding too much darkness to the mix. Now, a little bit of darkness is fine. You need the dark to recognize the light. But too much of it can corrupt the entire thing. Enter our 4 heroes for this evening's one-shot. Leonidas, Professor Huggles, Murray McFurfoot, and Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn. Leonidas, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about the character that you're playing this evening.
So Leonidas, he is a Leonin. He's a tiger. He's a lionborn, and he is a barbarian. He was given to his child because his child seems to not sleep well at night. It's always waking up in a mild panic. So it is my job to stand guard and make sure that she sleeps well at night. I am her defender, and I am her stalwart sentinel for the terrors.
Leonidas, what's your class this evening?
I am playing a wild magic barbarian.
Great. Next up, let's meet Professor Huggles.
Yes. I was a gift that was given to my child Hank by his father. Hank's father's not around very much, and so I take care of the boo-boos. I give him hugs, and I chase away the dark.
Thank you. Professor Huggles, you're going to be playing a cleric, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Murray McFurfoot, tell us a little bit about you.
So Murray is a satyr. He's mostly naked except for a vest that sort of changes color and a little bow tie. He is his kid Stevie is on the autism spectrum and has trouble with chaos brought into his life, and so Murray helps him to, focus that chaos and turn it and use it to his advantage, hoping that eventually he can actually, harness and master that chaos. He also, so they have great dance parties, and if bullies mess with them, he's got just the prank for them.
That is perfect. And then Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn.
Hi, my name is Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn, Spore Druid. I lived in the Glitter Palace of Candy and Sprinkles. My kid Sophia, she would visit regularly. And then one day we were playing in the woods, we were camping, and she left me, and I got stuck for 8 years. So by the time she found me, I'd changed. Luckily, she'd changed. She was a teenager. So so it kind of worked out.
These are our heroes. Each of you is a champion from the plane of imagination. Your children and you forming an inseparable bond until they don't need you anymore. It's a common story for a imaginary friend to work with a child and protect them and guard them against the nightmares that seek to influence them until that child is ready to fight battles on their own. It's a bittersweet time in any imaginary friend's life, and who knows, you may be lucky. The story of Leonidas might be told again to another child, and Leonidas may be called if another child needs him again. So, heroes, where you find yourselves is at, of all places, not a tavern where most adventures start in D&D, not a mayor's office where you could accost him and take all of the loot from his home, but instead, this adventure starts at a sleepover. Each of you are there with your kids. Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn, your child is the babysitter for this particular sleepover. But all of you have been running around with the kids and playing games with them as all of them are starting to settle for a nap. You finally have a second to relax and introduce yourselves to one another. So yeah, that's immediately where we're going to pick up. It's around 6:30 p.m. and the kids are starting to wind down a bit.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Hi. Yeah, I probably should have started that since my kid's the oldest, but yeah. Hey.
Well, she keeps up with the best of them, it seems.
With the what?
It seems she seems to keep up with the best of them, it seems.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's pretty amazing. She was amazing too when she was little. I mean, she's even more amazing now.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. We were making quite a nice mess out there, but your kid keeps cleaning it up.
Yeah, well, everybody's got their faults, right?
I mean, to be fair, that mud ball I got in the face was pretty funny. Like, let's be honest.
Yes, I was quite glad that I avoided that. I mean, I am proud of your child for cleaning up after all the others. She is quite old, though.
Well, yeah, she's like 15. Long in the tooth. It's okay. I still love her.
Yes, I keep telling Hank if he stays clean, he'll make friends better.
I tried that with Lily. It just doesn't work. She just likes to go out and she'll go out and climb the tree and she'll come back and she's all dirty again. But, you know, it is what it is. Kids will be kids.
I mean, she is quite adventurous. I'll give her that.
Thank you.
As you're speaking, I need the four of you, as the children start gearing up to go to sleep that night, I need all of you to give me a perception check. Your first roll of the night.
11.
21.
21.
I would say because she's starting to settle in for the night, I was super perceptive because I was a 20. Hard 20.
Hard 20. Okay.
I got an 8.
An 8.
He's just way too worried about the mess.
There's no coaster.
filthy.
There's no coaster.
He's got a coaster.
My higher rolls. I think I had 2 of them. So we'll go anybody with a 16 or above. As the children are beginning to settle down for the night, you see something you've never seen before. In this small room where everyone is situated, as Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn's child is sort of tucking them in and making sure they are set for bed, the lights are not even out yet when a smoky, dark tendril will start to creep out of the closet door. As the light flicks off, the smoky tendril begins to curl on the floor towards where the children are laying down.
He points it out immediately. He goes, I know it. It wouldn't be long. They don't even wait for the lights to go off anymore. They're getting more and more bold.
All
Yeah,
right.
somebody gonna hit it or I'll hit it.
Yeah, Murray's gonna cast Shadow Blade, and jump at it.
Okay. Murray, you see, takes off this satyr running towards this shadowy tendril on the floor. I need you to go ahead and give me an attack roll, Murray. As you're moving pretty quick, you guys spotted it before anything too bad happened.
Ooh, nat 20 plus 7.
That's not going to hit. No, go ahead. Go ahead and roll damage for me as Murray goes running towards this thing and slices against it.
I'm going to add my booming blade to that too.
Okay.
That'll do, let's see, 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. With that,
I get that's it. 10 points of damage.
With 10 points of damage, and I would say you might even want to hold on to the booming blade as you slam forward with this shadow blade and sever the connection that it has with whatever is in the closet. The little bit of smoke puffs away with a little bit of glitter, to which Murray, your kid, kind of looks over from his sleeping bag and just kind of holds a thumb up to where you are, knowing exactly kind of what you're doing. And
I got you, buddy. Merman's got you back.
And one of the kids is like, "Who are you waving at?" And he says, "Merman." And he points in the corner. And he's like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "Tell me about Merman." And you see he's going off on a tear, just explaining to the kids. It's not uncommon to see these tendrils. Okay. What is uncommon is as the lights are off and the kids are talking, 6 more of them are going to pop out from below the door. I would say the most you guys have ever seen at any given point is 2, but 6 of them go darting off in different directions. Fairy, Leonidas, Professor Murray, give me dexterity saving throws to intercept them before they hit the kids.
15.
Okay.
14.
14.
7.
7.
15.
15. So Leonidas, you get there and you manage to interpose yourself. The tendril instead wraps around your legs, but it does not hit the kid. Okay. Murray, yours the same way. You've got your sword already out at this point. I'd say it wraps around your arm or your leg. Fairy Princess, it wraps around your arm or your leg. Professor Huggles, you can either miss this throw because you failed your save pretty badly,
right,
or you can be knocked prone, okay, but get to the kid in time. All attacks against you when you're knocked prone are at advantage, melee attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would try to get to my kid in time.
Okay. Professor Huggles looks like he's diving for it, but one of the other tendrils strikes forward and smacks him in the back of the knee, sending Professor Huggles to the ground. You see this bugbear fall with a mighty thump on the ground, causing his child to stir a little bit and look over at him with a worried look on their face. However, Leonidas, Murray, and Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn, you don't have a second to react as you've intercepted these, but they are pulling you back towards the closet. The door is opening, and your kids are looking up at you, seeing you be dragged back to the closet, with the babysitter standing in the doorway watching.
Okay.
Can you guys protect the kids while I go check this out? I can spore out and go right through the door. Nothing can hurt me when I'm.
Do what you need to do. I will hold.
All right.
You do what you need to do.
So I'm gonna it's gaseous form, but for her it's spores. She turns into just which means the thing shouldn't be grappling me anymore.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go through the closet door to go check out the source of wherever this is coming from.
Okay.
I can only move just 10 feet at a time when I'm in that form.
The room you are close to the 10 feet. So Leonidas, Professor Huggles, and Murray, Merman, you don't hear this or see any of this, but Fairy Princess, you head back towards the closet, and as you shift through in gaseous form, the tendril letting go of you, you see what looks to be a spiraling purple vortex in the closet. Okay, you know and recognize this to be a portal to the plane of imagination. However, there's no reason for the plane of imagination to be reaching out with these dark tendrils. That's something that only nightmares use, and they tend to come from the closet, but no one has ever traveled to where they are. Does that make sense? Okay. Like, and told the tale about it, okay? So right now, you see that Leonidas, Murray, and Professor Huggles are being pulled towards this closet, which is slowly opening.
All right. I can, yeah, it's another action, but it's not concentration. I'm going to mage hand the door closed so they can't get pulled through.
Can you do that in gaseous form?
Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Let me.
I'd like
check.
to.
That's good.
Electrical rage.
Okay. Let's do this because we're gonna get a little fast and loose right now. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. I'm not saying there's gonna be combat here, but as things start to spiral out of control, we need to know who's going when. Okay.
Gotcha.
So real quick, a 20 out of 25.
I got advantage on initiative. Didn't matter. It's still a 5.
No, I can't cast spell.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay. Let's do 20 to 25. No, 20 to 15. 15 to 10.
14.
13 for the merman.
11.
And Professor, 10 to 5.
I rolled a 3 and then a 5, so 5.
Leonidas. And very
Yeah, that was a nat 1.
Nat 1. Love it. Fairy princess. Okay, so merman, you got a little tendril that wraps around you, okay? And it is slowly dragging you back towards this open door.
All right, I'm going to hack that one.
Okay, give me another attack roll.
That will be a 22.
Okay, 22. That hits. Give me some damage.
And I'm going to boom blade on it again. Oof.
So hang on. So what is the casting? Hang on. What is the casting time for Booming Blade?
Booming Blade is one action, but it is part of a melee when you make a melee attack.
So do this. Do this.
With a melee attack.
Booming Blade is the action. So Booming Blade is actually cast first. So you're not just waiting until it hits. It's not like a smite or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cantrip.
Yeah. So just say I'm going to cast Booming Blade, and that way, like the melee attack is part of it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I rolled really well. I got 19 on it.
Yeah.
So
that tendril is done, leaving 5 more in the room. Yeah, 5 more in the room. The one that escaped Fairy Princess and the 2 sort of wriggling around and stuff like that. So there's still 5 tendrils.
I'm just gonna run up to another one that's are there any going for the bed? Any going for the kids?
I mean, there's give me a perception check as a free action here.
Perception. 14.
The tendrils don't seem to be targeting the children at all. All of them seem focused on you. Like not you, but the imaginary friends, which is another odd thing. You guys are protectors. Like you guys aren't normally the targets. It's a give and take. Murray, I think you get 1 attack as a sorcerer. So yeah. You're going to make that attack, but if you want to run towards one of your friends that's currently trapped by this thing, you can.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go run over to where Leonidas is fighting with him.
Okay. So Leonidas, you are over there fighting, and we're going to put Murray, the merman, right next to you. Professor, it's your turn.
I am going to look down and say the word Hank as my word of radiance.
Okay.
And utter. I erupt in burning radiance. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. They have to be within 5 feet, and I get 2d6.
Okay, so I need a con save for all these things.
Yep.
What's your spell save DC?
So I haven't played this class before. 14.
14. They are all going to fail. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
7 plus. Wait, hold on. I think I get a slightly more than that. 7 plus 3, 10.
10. That's actually going to destroy all of the tentacles that are in the room, with the cleric doing a burst of light, which manifests as a small night light in front of Professor Huggles, activated by his child's name, Hank, and those tentacles will disappear.
Nice shot, Huggy.
Very cool. That's fast.
No one goes after my child.
You still in gaseous
All right,
form?
no, I'm coming back through the door and dropping gaseous form.
Okay.
And okay, so there's a purple portal behind. That's what they came through. We might need to check it out. I can leave Fangs with the kids, and a little seven-legged spider is going to crawl over my shoulder. That's my familiar. And so, I mean, he'll keep an eye on him, and if we really need his help, we can always call him.
That seems fair. Your child survived much longer than most.
You watch as Fangs, the seven-legged spider, you're used to seeing kind of stuffed animals and the familiars that most imaginary friends call forth. As Fairy Princess summons Fangs, Fangs looks beat to hell. Like this spider is being held together with duct tape and love. It's got 7 legs. A couple of the eyes are a little wonky on this spider as it's looking around, and it looks a little like wobbly without that 8th leg. But as Fairy Princess sends Fangs out to look over the kids, you watch as her child comes into the room and reaches under her shirt and pulls out a little spider pendant that seems to be missing a leg. And call it timing, call it fate. The pendant comes out as Fangs takes guard over the children.
Well, it seems like the best way to protect the children might be go see what attacked them.
Would you like me to fix that?
Fix what?
I mean, I can mend things if
Fix
you want me
what?
to.
Fangs?
Yeah.
Fangs is just fine. Are you implying that there's a problem with Fangs?
It just looks a little worn down.
Maybe Fangs is happy with 7 legs. Do you think that's a problem?
Oh no, I wasn't going to correct the 7 legs. It's just it looks like it's being held together with what is that, gum?
Is this a problem? Would you like to discuss this further?
If it's not a problem for you, then it's not a problem for me.
It's not a problem for me.
So that portal, where was that?
All right, Professor Huggies.
Murray goes and grabs a little piece of gum and eats it.
Professor Huggles, you hear your kid giggle a little bit. He's like, Professor Huggies, nice. As Hank laughs, and all of the other kids start laughing, like Professor Huggies, like a baby diaper, like.
Oh God. Oh goodness. All right. Let's. So you said that as a portal, right?
Yes. It's purple, if that matters. I don't know if it does or not.
I hate purple. I can't.
I've never heard of a character trait where somebody hates a color. That makes me laugh. Purple.
Purple's is Lily's least favorite color. It always means like bad things. So yeah, let's go get rid of it, please.
All right. Is closet door open or closed at this point?
Closet door is closed.
I'm gonna mage hand it open.
Okay. Okay. So Leonidas takes his weapon out. Murray, you doing anything to prepare here?
I mean, I'm just gonna be prepped my Shadow Blade still.
Okay. Professor Huggies, are you doing anything?
It's Huggles.
Sorry. Professor Huggles.
I would hold the paw that has Hank's name on it up in front of me.
So the room changes. Okay. As Fairy Princess opens the door with the mage hand, all of the kids' eyes dart to the closet door, which is starting to slowly open of its own accord. Okay? There's a creaking sound as those hinges seem to creak unnaturally and odd shadows begin to fill the room. Not shadowy tendrils. It doesn't look like too terribly like menacing, but the shadows naturally cast by ambient light start to take on sinister appearances. I'm going to give each of you a second to reassure your kid. This is a skill check, so it can be persuasion, intimidation. You can cast a spell and bypass it. But all of your kids look a little disturbed at what they're seeing, and you're about to leave them for a spell.
All right. I'm going to use deception, which is +7, to lie to my kid and say, hey, don't worry, Stevie. We got this under control. We're going to take care of this for you. You're going to be just fine, kid. Just don't be scared.
Give me a roll. Give me a deception roll.
15. It was my total.
15 total. Yeah, that's going to pass. You have what I'm referring to as kid inspiration, Murray.
Kidspiration.
Kidspiration, if you will. You've made your kid happy, and with your kid laughing, like, hey, there's nothing to worry about. He goes, yeah, there's nothing to worry about. Like, he just kind of like relaxes visibly. You have Kidspiration. Kidspiration at one point during this one shot is going to allow you to make a roll a nat 20. It's an attack roll. Nice. It's an ability check. You get one. Nice. All right.
Everyone gets one, Peter.
Everybody gets one. Tell them. Everybody gets one, apparently. Leonidas, what do you do?
If he saw that Leo started to get nervous, he would. They're the thing. One of the big things with her is that she like the reason that Leonidas is she likes to like it's the cat thing, her, and so he looks at her and just kind of snarls and he uses the daunting roar, the Leonin daunting roar, and instead of a fear. Instead of a fear, it's more of like an encouragement, like we stand together in this.
Cool. Okay. So you're using like the ability here.
Yep.
Okay. You watch as Lily gets up without any provocation and stands in front of Leonidas and goes and roars. But the roar comes from Leonidas almost behind her, and her hair puffs up a little bit. But to the rest of the people in the room, it looks like this girl is screaming the shadows back into place. Some of the shadows falter. You have Kidspiration as well, Leonidas. Fairy Unicorn.
I look over at Sophia.
Okay.
I'm like, you two got this. You done tougher. You keep an eye on them, okay?
Is this persuasion?
Yeah, this is, which I'm not great at, but, that makes sense. This is persuasion.
You actually have a -1. I'm proud of you for doing this.
It's a positive one. Wait.
Oof.
No, it's a positive one.
It's a positive one?
Look at that.
Okay,
I got a positive one to it.
That's already 2 better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, see? That's a 10.
That's a 10 total.
She's not too confident. That's all right.
You have a lesser Kidspiration. So basically, you've got let's go with a +5 that you can add to a roll.
Got it.
Okay?
That works for me.
That works. Professor Huggles.
Okay, so I want to use this way, and you tell me if I can. I want to use this as an insight. I want to use it as an insight.
Okay.
And I'll explain. So I'm going to turn to Hank and say, Hank, what is darkness?
It's when there's no light.
Right. The absence of light. And where is the light?
In the light switch.
And inside of us. Remember? We have the light inside. And the darkness will lie to us if we let it.
That's why you sing that song.
It is.
Will you sing me the light song?
The light's inside, drive away the dark. What's your part?
The light's inside, drive away the dark, and if we don't like it, then we just fart.
You have always liked changing our songs.
like his better. X is definitely better.
It was
So
quite
don't-
funny.
Hey,
So
when-
don't let.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So don't let the doc lie to you. You know the difference.
Give me an insight check.
So I get all insight checks at advantage due to my ring.
Wow.
Oof.
Hey, I asked, kind
No. I mean,
of.
asking is a relative term in D&D.
It's a 20, not nat.
All right, take your kidspiration and hold on to it like a little light,
Like the one we find inside.
like the one you find inside.
Before we leave, just because I, as a person, forgot about this, and this is the best thing, and I don't want more inspiration for my kid. That's okay. But I remember this one thing I have because she doesn't look super confident, and I want to leave her feeling a little more confident. This could go horribly wrong.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I'm gonna leave an extra guard with you, and I'm gonna throw down a card for my deck of illusions because the illusion will stay there until like I pick up the card or the card moves. So,
Yeah.
but I don't exactly know what's going to be left there as an illusion to protect them.
Right?
So I'm going to pull a random card, and when I throw it down, oh, look at that! Oh my gosh. It's a Joker. Oh, it's me, the Dex. Oh, wait, it's me, the Dex owner. Okay, so yeah, it's just a duplicate of me.
So Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn pulls out the deck of cards that she keeps with her, and it looks to be little bits of paper that Sophia drew when she was much younger,
almost
little
disappointed.
pictures and stuff like that. But you see a duplicate of Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn appear in the space, and she's like, "Wow, real intimidating."
Well, listen, maybe it'll be comforting. I don't know.
I'd like to give a little gift to the babysitter as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna reach into my bag of Pixie Pranks, and I just rolled an 8. So this is really a gift for the other kids, and that is that every time she bends down, she farts.
The merman. Merman has a bag of pixie tricks, and he what does it look like? Does it look like dust? Does it look like?
It's just dust. Yeah, it's a bag of dust. I sprinkle it on, and it does a random thing.
Yeah. As your babysitter's looking at the room, she's kind of like randomly picking up toys, and she bends down to pick up one of the toys and lets loose with a gigantic toot. To which all the kids burst into laughter. The final bits of darkness pushed to the side. Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn, you also have kid inspiration thanks to the merman. As your babysitter can't help but laugh as well at this, and she sits down and grabs a book that you remember reading with her plenty of times to read to the kids as you guys make your way towards the closet.
Thank you. That was probably better than anything I did.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
let's do this.
Okay. The closet door is open.
Going in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You guys all head inside. As you do, you see the purple portal swirling vortex at the back of the closet, and stepping through it past the cloaks, you're used to the pull that's at the center of your being that usually is the transition from this world to the plane of imagination. The first thing that you are struck by as you make your way through the portal and end up on a small hill overlooking the central city is something has gone horribly wrong. Central City, composed of 4 districts. The space, which is all fun like outer space stuff, shooting stars, gravity's a little wonky. The Water Wonderland, the Perfect Play Space, and the Fun Forest have been overrun. You see what is normally the bright and sunny weather and climate around the area has been shifted into that of a dusky twilight. The plane of imagination has been struck. Professor Huggles, give me an insight check.
Nat 20.
Somewhere along the way, somebody had the idea of why do we keep attacking the kids when there are defenders there? Why don't we just attack the defenders? And in one fell swoop, knock out the support system. Okay? And it suddenly hits you that this would be the way to do it. That if those tendrils didn't touch you guys, what if they got everybody else? What if their plan was to have one night where every imaginary friend across the plane is incapacitated and the plane of imagination is overrun, not where the kids are, but at the source of its power, the protectors over the kids.
They took out the source.
This is why I don't like purple.
To Fun Forest. I can't let this stand. We gotta go mess some nightmares up. Where do we start?
I'm not quite sure. You're the oldest of us.
You
Do
calling
you know?
me? You calling
I
me
would.
old?
Well, no, I think were you talking to me? Yeah, because it probably.
Or him?
I don't know. Yeah, Murray's.
I mean,
Murray's,
he looks older than me.
Okay. I mean, your child's the oldest, so I might have guessed you.
Oh, right. I mean, we go from child to child, though, right? I mean, this is not.
You can.
That's first child.
But I love the fact that there's no way of knowing how old one of these imaginary friends is. Like, he's like, your kid's the oldest. We need an adult. Like, I know. Like, no, we need a more adulty adult that can teach us how to adult, and then we'll go from there. Like, yeah. So,
If I'm being honest, I was addressing Princess Unicorn.
You want to fight?
She's 12 and my kid's 8. It's like hiring a slightly older child. Like it's.
I believe you've made my point. A slightly older child.
All right, can we stop arguing about kids' ages? What are we gonna do here? We're being taken over.
All right, you said forest. Let's head to the forest. I mean, I could just flip a coin. I mean, I know there's 4 places, so it'd have to be a 4-sided coin.
Is there any tracks or anything that might? Is there anything that would give us a clue on where they have come or gone?
Sure. So give me a. Let's go survival check. This is about tracking things. If everybody wants to look through their skills and find out somebody who's got a higher survival than normal.
Oh, I'm really good at that. I lived out in the forest for a long time.
Yeah, I don't. I got a 0 for that.
That is a 23.
23. Okay.
Nice.
With a 23, you do see tracks leading from this hill. With a 23, you see this. You see a large shape in the ground, like a divot, as if somebody has been dragged, kicking and screaming from several spots on this hill. This hill is a normal place where the portals would lead into, but several shapes were dragged both off to the left into the fun forest and to the right to the perfect play space. The perfect play space is like the biggest playground in the world. It's got tubes and ball pits and things of that sort. But both have like large tracks leading into these spaces.
All right, so
You
I'm
guys
seeing
want to go?
divots and kicking and screaming and all that sort of stuff off towards the forest and the play space. I would vote the forest because I'm really good with forests. But, you know, we could also split up and each get killed individually as small groups. That's an option too.
Fun Forest is my hood. Sorry.
Looks at Murray saying the word hood. I think I think for once we should stay together, because if they could take everything out systematically, what happens if one of us gets?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
wait.
didn't realize you don't speak sarcasm. Yeah, I was saying we should
No,
go to
I
the
don't.
forest.
You guys want to go stealth?
What's that?
Like go like quietly and sneaky?
Oh,
Why?
I can do magic that makes us super stealthy.
I got my vest, and the vest you can see it. It actually kind of changes color and camouflages itself with the landscape. And he's like, I can make us all really, really quiet
Oh,
and
all of
stealthy
us?
and make us have no tracks behind us.
And
Yeah.
I got something pretty similar. How about you do yours and I'll save mine for later?
Sounds good. All
Got
right.
it. Yeah.
So I cast Pass Without a Trace from my Vest of Passage.
Okay. There's a quieting energy that seems to envelop all of you. If you're going stealthy in the fun forest, which has somehow morphed into something a little bit more terrifying, a little darker, almost a nightmarish version of such, you give me stealth checks, everybody. Professor Huggles, depending on the armor you're wearing, you might have to make the stealth check at disadvantage. But you can add a +10 to it.
Okay. I am proficient in stealth, and I have a chainmail.
Okay, so go ahead and give me stealth rolls, gang. Give me these with a +10.
That's a 31.
22.
42. My.
Oh, 22.
Oh, 22. I was like.
42. No, 42. No.
The merman disappears. He goes full Batman.
24.
24.
28.
28.
Wow, thank you for that.
You are
We rolled
of
cruddy.
You are of the god kind. When it comes to stealth, you slip quietly through the forest. So, welcome to the Forbidden Forest, as it has been so aptly named. What was once lush green and filled with trees made for climbing, soft pools to jump into, an area filled with bugs and snakes and creepy crawlies that you could collect and hunt down, trees that seem to grow walking sticks that would just fall to the ground naturally, has morphed into something far sinister. The ground is that of a brown and dying plant. It's got stickers onto it, so the terrain is going to become difficult terrain unless you guys have a way around that. It becomes hard to walk in as your feet stick to it. The areas that were once filled with water and were natural places for animals to come and visit all seem to have turned into boggy marshes that occasionally come out of this slow mist that is creeping up towards you guys as you head toward the center of the forest. Where once you heard bird calls are now these strange growls and animalistic sounds that seem to echo from the trees at various intervals. Who is taking the lead on this? All I need is the lead. Leonidas.
Yes, he is up in front.
Okay. Leonidas, you are creeping along with I believe did you have a 28? 24?
I was 28. 28.
You are creeping along through the forest when up ahead of you, you see a blood stain.
Okay.
Okay. You're observant enough to notice that a bit of the ground is stained with blood.
Okay. He points it out. He's like, how fresh is it? Is it still wet, or is it just like the ground is stained?
You reach down with your hand, and you reach it up, and it's still somewhat wet.
Okay.
So, hey, Murray, we got somebody in the chat, Wolf Garin, who's digging that vest. So Murray, you get DM inspiration alongside your kidspiration. We got a little marker above your name. So tonight, you make sure you use that on one of your checks. Go ahead and you get a roll at advantage, okay?
For sure.
All right.
Thanks.
He lets the party know we're not too far away. Whatever happened here happened rather recently, it looks like. So keep on your guard. And he's gonna keep going forward.
Okay. You continue to go forward.
Pick up a trail of blood, maybe.
Give me another survival check.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay towards the front because I'm really good at trails.
Give me a survival check then.
15.
Okay. This trail cuts away from the main path. and you guys would be walking down the main path, but you see that the blood leads off of the main path and into a darker section of the woods. Fairy Princess.
All right, the trail's leading this way.
Okay.
I gotta
Let's go.
remember to talk quiet. You know, because the stealthy thing.
Give me one more stealth check, gang, at +10.
Thank goodness for that +10.
Oh no.
28.
20.
28,
21.
20, 21. Nat 1?
14? It's a 4. So
It's not enough.
thank you, Casa and Trace.
Okay. So as you creep slowly behind the main road, you're going to sneak up on a small contingent of shadow creatures, which are gathered on either side of the road to take out stragglers. Okay? I'm going to say that with your survival check, you were able to sneak up, okay, off to the side. However, as Professor Huggles, the merman, Leonidas, and Fairy Princess, as you're walking, Leonidas trips. And he just trips over a root and sort of face plants, and causing the attention of these wolf-like shadow creatures to turn from where they are. And a man wearing a dark vest, and he's got an odd mustache, okay? Very pale skin, dark hair. And he's walking past them with a cane. Okay? And he goes, "Hello, may I help you?"
Yeah, what the heck's going on in my forest, man?
Oh, this belongs to us now. There's been a change in management.
Well, I think you're about to get fired, pal. So,
A proposal, then. There's no need to shed bloodshed of any sort. We've already encountered that plenty today. How about this? You go back the way you came. You hug your children close, you hug your children tight, and when you arrive here tomorrow, the change in management will be complete. Your children will be safe, and those that oppose us here will be no more. It is an offer that I am offering to all those that I'm encountering here in these woods.
Huggies, you're going to need to cover your ears for this. How about you shut up and get out of our forest?
Is
yeah,
that...
I got
Go ahead.
I got a deal for you, pal. How about I poop in your face and smear it all around as I drag your butt out of our forest? We're attacking. I'm attacking.
I uncovered my ears too quickly.
Go ahead.
I'll say it again.
You missed a really good show.
Murray, I'm going to say you got enough time to cast a spell for your surprise round. Okay?
Awesome.
You got enough time to kick one off before I need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative again for me.
Could I have gotten up in this whole delegation?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You would have gotten up and been like, nobody saw that. Who said that? When they're talking donkey.
I would have never done that.
Murray casts banishment on him.
It's like I'm back at my home campaign.
He goes, "How about I smear poop and you cast banishment?" Okay. Hang on.
You don't need to roll initiative yet.
What? Shut your mouth. What is the DC for your spell, Murray?
15.
I got a 14. Yeah, the man in the suit goes, "How about you?" And he just like Murray outstretches a hand, and as he does, there's the sound of somebody like burping, and this guy just disappears from existence. However, The darkened wolf creatures are still there. How you doing on wild magic, Murray?
I'm fine. I'm up to 7 threshold, and I just rolled a 12, so I'm okay.
All right,
No
I
wild
love it. Go ahead.
But I am starting to stink or something. Wait, no. People are starting to think creatures within 30 feet of you have a vague sense of unease, as if something is about to come crashing down.
They also feel that for the character. So, all right, go ahead and give me initiative, gang, as you've taken out one of the 5 individuals in this space.
Well, for one.
Leonidas puts his fist up to Murray like a little fist bump. It's like that was good. That was really good.
Oh yeah, sure.
20 to 25, kids.
21.
21. Merman, you're first. 20 to 15.
20.
Leonidas, followed by the Shadow Pack.
15.
15 for you?
15 for me.
All right. Fairy Princess, and then Professor Huggles.
Roll 11. Yep. I'm rolling real hot tonight, y'all.
Oof.
I gotta buy new dice before Tuesday.
Merman, you are up first. Let me describe the scene for you. In front of you were a set of wolves that look to be composed out of shadow, beady red eyes. However, while he was talking and offering you an ultimatum, this gave enough time for the pack of wolves on the other side to start trying to do what you did to him, which was start to creep around. Okay? So as you cast Banishment, that other wolf pack is going to start running and they're going to disregard stealth. So let's say this, 30 feet to one side, you've got one pack of wolves. You guys are in the center at a choke point, and 30 feet to the other side, you have 2 more sets of wolves. Okay? So four total. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. You guys are right in the middle, and they're just charging.
All right, I'm gonna cast Vitriolic Sphere on one of the packs of wolves and eliminate them. I think.
We'll do pack 1 or pack 2.
Whichever one has the most. I want to fit the most that I can into a 20-foot radius sphere.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hit either pack 1 or pack 2. So one of the wolves.
All right, so they are gonna have to do a dexterity save or take 10d4. So
okay, let me do this. Dexterity. They actually get a 14 on their dex save, which I don't think is going to cut it. Yeah, they fail. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
That is 25 points of damage, and it's acid damage, and then they take another 5d4 on their next turn, if they survive it.
Yeah, no. This pack is still up. There's a blast of acid that kind of comes careening outward and slams into these wolves.
I do Wild Magic Surge.
Okay, your counter is going to reset as Murray gets a sort of burst of the wild chaotic energy that follows him around, centers on him. Go ahead and give me a D100, buddy.
$96.
Ooh.
Hey, Murray?
Yeah.
Actually, no. Chat. Give me a color. I just need a color. First person in the chat to give me a color. You get my undying gratitude and bonus points, which can be redeemed at any scribe location. Okay, that's Merman's turn. Your vest is full of like vibrant rainbow colors, right?
Purple.
Well, it changes color and camouflages to whatever I can camouflage, but otherwise it's full of kind of changing colors.
Changing colors, perfect. That's going to work out great for me. Leonidas, purple from Indigo Jima. Murray, for the next minute, you are afraid of the color purple. Anytime you see the color purple, like
Got-
not the amazing award-winning motion picture, but the literal color purple. You are terrified. You are frightened. You have to get away from that color. Okay.
See,
Okay.
this is why we hate the color purple. Like, we just don't like it. We don't like it in this household, period.
We'll do this on each of your turns, Murray. Let's do this. Roll a d6. On a 2, your shirt becomes purple, and you just get freaked out. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool. Leonidas, your turn.
I would like to rage.
Okay.
Which means I get to roll that Neato Wild Magic
Hey,
table.
Leonidas, go ahead and roll me wild magic, please.
Yeah, buddy. Hold on, let me find it. I'm so excited.
As Leonidas begins to rage, a mighty roar, the magics that surround you, Murray, feel a little familiar as they gravitate towards Leonidas, looking for a hold.
Oh, and then it's a D8.
Nice.
This wild soul barbarian.
Do you have the table pulled up?
I do have the
You
table
do,
pulled
okay.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I rolled a 4, so arcane energy surrounds you until your rage ends. You get a +2 to your AC, and whenever a creature attacks you within 10 feet, or whenever a creature within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack, the creature takes that force damage equal to your Constitution modifier.
Okay. Nice, dude. Yeah, you just start swirling a beautiful. Roll me a d6, Leonidas.
4.
Cool. A green energy just starts swirling around you of arcane nature, and you are raging out. What are you doing?
I'm going to the wolf pack that's closest to Murray.
Okay, yeah, I would say they're all pretty equidistant. For now, we'll say Wolfpack 1.
That's fine. Yeah,
the one
we'll
that
go
took
with
the
Wolfpack.
damage.
Yep, we'll go with a Wolfpack 1. And he'll kind of smut it. He's like, "This is why we're a cat family." And he'll take a hit hit him with the mauls.
Give me an attack roll, please.
We go into the first one is a 17.
Okay, 17 hits. Roll damage.
And the second one is a 16.
Okay. Both of those hit. Are you hitting the same wolf 2 times? Is it boom, boom?
Yes.
Okay. Give me some damage, please.
16 points of bludgeoning for the first one.
Okay. Oof.
And the second one is, why are you lagging? 11 points of bludgeoning on the second one.
All right. One of the wolves goes down. The one that was hit with acid and then just gets two hits from Leonidas's. What weapon is this, Leonidas? What is it?
Using them. It's a maul, so it's a stick Lily found.
Yeah. That Leonidas is using crushes this wolf. It is the Shadow Pack's turn, as the one running towards Leonidas and the 2 off to the side will disappear. They will start to shift into a misty form and disappear.
Oh, don't like that.
That is what they are doing for their turn. Fairy Princess.
All right. So there's only one wolf up left,
Nope.
right?
All 3 of them just go.
Oh, all
they,
3 of them
they
just
growl.
the 2.
They
Okay.
growl. It starts to get a little foggy and
Okay.
smoky in the area, and these 3 just vanish.
So what I'm going to do, because I don't know if they're invisible or if they're there.
Right.
Will it tell me if they're hard? I'm trying to figure out if locate creature will tell me if it's there but invisible. If it's within 1,000 feet of you, if it's moving.
It's
so
a
as long as I've seen it up
spell.
close.
I think this spell would counteract the ability that they're using, but you don't know.
I don't know that. I was just seeing if it would. Okay, then I wouldn't know that, so I'm gonna shoot. I hate to waste that spell, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna cast locate creature.
Okay. Does it locate the nearest one?
It locates the creature's location. It doesn't say. It says describe or name a creature that's familiar to you. I sense its location as long as it's within 1,000 feet. If it's moving, I know the direction of its movement.
One specific. Okay.
A specific creature known to you, or the nearest creature of a specific kind.
Got it. There is one that is crawling on the ground towards Murray and looks like he's positioning himself below Murray's neck.
Okay, I'm going to run towards it, pointing and saying Murray, and like pointing at where it is.
Okay.
That's all I can do in an action.
Okay. So Murray, Fairy Princess, just goes running towards you, and she's like pointing at the ground in front of you, and she's just Murray, and she's just pointing. That is Fairy Princess's turn. You doing anything with your bonus action?
I do not have a bonus action I can use.
Okay.
At the moment.
Huggles.
I am going to point at the ground. You said the other pack of wolves was it was 30 feet away from me, right?
Yep. They disappeared as well.
They disappeared. So I'm going to point at about 10 feet in front of me, so middle of the space between us.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
And a spectral image, a large spectral guardian appears hovering for the duration in an unoccupied space of your choice. They can see within range. The guardian occupies the space and is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and a shield emblazoned with the symbol of your deity, which is the word Hank, scribbled in children's handwriting.
Are you sure this is your first time playing a cleric?
Yeah. And any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failed save.
Okay. You send the Guardian of Faith. What does the knight look like? What does your Guardian of Faith look like?
It looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot holding a shield.
Got it. Yep. As of course it does. Because life is wonderful and everything is great. You send this Rock'em Sock'em spirit warrior. It is not triggered. You do not see it react. However, it is stationed there, and it seems to be like spinning like this with its shield in hand. Punch at the ready.
Okay. And with my bonus action, crap, I had one and then I lost it. With my bonus action, I'm gonna move within that 10 feet range of my Rock'em Sock'em Guardian.
Okay, you're just gonna move to be right next to him.
Yeah, to be within range. So if anything comes near me, it attacks it.
All right, Murray.
Yes, sir.
You're looking down at the spot here, okay? So it's going to negate the attack at advantage from one of these things as you're kind of looking down. All three are going to manifest in the clearing, 2 of them on your side and 1 of them in front of you, okay? The one in front of you is not going to get this attack at advantage, and it rolls a nat 1, okay? So your girl was looking out for you.
Am I within 5 feet of any of them?
You didn't say you were moving, did you?
I just moved up to the first wolf pack.
You moved up to the first wolf pack, and then they disappeared.
Okay.
So yeah,
no worries.
and Murray didn't move, so I don't think anybody. The only 3 people that are still clustered are Fairy Princess, Professor Huggles, and Fairy Princess, who's pointing down at where Murray is.
They are within 10 feet of me, though.
They are within 10 feet of you.
Finish what you're doing, but I get a reaction if they're within 10
I know
feet.
you do. So you got to awaken those too. So this will still kick into effect, but unless you have awakened these spores, it's doubled on awakened.
Right. No, I know it won't be doubled.
Yeah.
That's unless I do symbiotic entity, but it still happens.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Murray. 19 to hit.
That'll hit, but I'm gonna cast shields.
Okay. You get a +5, right?
And that means it won't hit.
Okay. Then it's a 27 to hit.
That one's definitely going to hit me.
Okay. Murray, you take 6 points of piercing damage as one of the you managed to put that shield up. The one you kind of dodge out of the way, but as you got the shield up and the one jumps in front of you, one just clips you on the back of your leg, right in the back of the hammy. I need a con save from you, pal.
Yes, I also do this with advantage because I'm a warcaster.
Nope. This con save is that con save is at advantage when you're maintaining concentration on a spell, which you are still going to have to do. So
All right. Well,
we'll-
that one I did. I just did the one with advantage. So that one I did, and I do maintain concentration.
okay, your banished person doesn't come back.
Right.
Now I need a regular con save.
I rolled. I got a 20 on a dirty 20.
Okay, you feel the poison of the darkness start to enter into your bloodstream, but through sheer power of will, your love for your child, whatever you want to call it, you are able to fight it back. Okay?
Okay.
As these 3 wolves make their attack and then vanish. Give me your reaction first before all of that happens.
I was a 1 on a 6, so it's just 1 necrotic damage to whatever one's
All
close.
3
Or
of
is it-
the wolves.
Oh yeah, because they're all within 10 feet.
All 3 of the wolves take that 1 necrotic
Sure.
damage. As the spores on Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn come to life, before you stands an angry princess avatar of death with a cloud of spores gathered around her. The pack will disappear. Murray, it's your turn.
All right. So I obviously know where they are since they're attacking me. I am going to bonus action Misty Step my butt out of there.
Are you going towards Professor Huggle's Rock'em Sock'em Robot?
Definitely. Going over there. And then I will cast a Firebolt on the guy that's just
attack at disadvantage, my dude.
Okay. Oops, that was I rolled 13s with bolt. 7, so 20 and dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Even at disadvantage, Murray's like firing off to try to get to a spot where something cannot be seen. However, the fire seems to have an effect on these creatures. And you're not sure whether it's the fire or the burst of light that lights up the clearing. But as the fire hits, go ahead and roll damage for me, Murray.
I got a 7.
A 7. You see one of the wolves let loose with this hard growl. And as it disappears back the way it came, but still did not like the fire that happened next to it.
All right, they don't like fire, guys. That's gonna do it for my turn.
Okay.
So I'm gonna basically hide by the Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Leonidas.
Oh, there's not much you can really do. He's just gonna have to go off the sound of the wolf, and he's gonna kind of interpose himself between Murray and where he saw the wolf pack disappear,
Okay.
and just take a swing in the direction that he heard the wolf cry out, where he threw the firebolt at.
Okay.
'Cause that's the only thing he really has.
Give me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Before we do that, I just rolled and I biomagic surged again. But I did not. My shirt did not turn purple.
Okay, let's give me another D100, my dude.
Mm-hmm. Nope. 71.
71. All right, Murray. Sometimes the wild magic gods are on your side, and this is one of those times. You are officially resistant to all damage for the next minute. You take half damage on everything as you just feel like an inner fortitude you didn't know was there, buddy. Forming this outward, like hard shell around you. You take half damage on everything for the next minute.
To counteract the disadvantage, can I make this first attack recklessly?
Haha.
And it's kind of like whirlwind that first swing.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say you start swinging wide. You start getting you embody recklessness. As you see Leonidas, who he doesn't usually it's like a careful. He's just like like running around trying to connect with something.
It'll be right on the cusp. 9 plus 8. Yeah, it's 17.
17. That hits. Roll damage. Don't,
2d6.
don't forget that arcane, whatever that is.
It's only when I get hit.
Okay.
So 5 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 is 15 for that first swing.
15 for the first swing. Yeah, actually, you don't need to make a second swing, as that wolf that was just hit by the firebolt and the acid falls over to the ground, its mouth like listing open. Its dark, shadowy form just sort of laying in the ground, red eyes looking blankly in front of it.
And then he doesn't know where the rest of them are, so he's just going to he's going to forego that second attack and his bonus action and just interpose himself, waiting for another one to pop up.
Okay. Shadowpack. Hey, fairy princess.
Hey.
So, you had a bad day. You're gonna take some hits. All at advantage because the Shadowpack sucks. That is a 29 to hit.
Oh, just barely.
Just barely. That's not bad. That's 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Give me a con save, please, against poison. If you have anything that helps you against poison.
Hang next to the Hang next to the barbarian with sentinel. I'm trying so hard.
Although that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is fine. I rolled another 29. So
Yeah, that also hits.
that also hits. Okay. That is worse off. That is 9 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Okay, so I see her taking this damage, and as a reaction, I use my protective bond.
What is protective bond?
While either creature chosen for your emboldening feature is within 30 feet of the other, the creature can use its reaction to grant resistance to all damage to the other creature when that other creature takes damage.
Now, Professor Huggles, I believe there's like you need to choose the pairing, the partnering, and I don't think that was explicitly said.
I chose her as the oldest of the imaginary creatures.
I will allow it. I'll say instead you take 4 points of damage since you are now resistant, and that he would have kicked this off beforehand. So we'll say 40, actually 48 then. So bump it back up to 48.
Okay.
But I do need another con save.
Okay. That one is only an 11.
You are poisoned. The darkness seems to seep into your body, and you are poisoned.
I tried so hard.
You are still up. You are still fighting, but your attacks are going to be at disadvantage until you can shake off this poison.
Got it.
Okay. And the wolves will disappear again.
The dead wolves haven't disappeared, right?
The 2 dead wolves have not
Okay,
disappeared.
just checking.
Yeah, they're still there. Shadowpack Fairy Princess, your turn.
All right. So, and I've already used my reaction for this round, or was that last round that I used that reaction?
But it's back to your turn again.
It's back to my turn, so I can use a reaction. Okay. So, so I can see they disappeared. I can't see them anymore, but they just disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Like I know where they were. Like
in the span of time.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's what I want to do, just because it does have an area effect of 10 feet.
Okay.
So I want to hit them with poison spray.
Okay.
But it's a 10-foot area. So, I mean, they've possibly moved, but not by much, hopefully. I don't know.
You do know that you have 30 feet of movement on your turn.
Well, yeah, I want to move in their direction and hit them with poison.
No, I know. But if you have 30 feet of movement on your turn.
Right, so they may be able to. I don't know. But I also know they just keep hitting us. So I'll try anyway. So I'm going to hit that area of 10 feet.
Okay.
With they have to make a con save of 15, assuming that I hit.
Okay.
If it hits, it would be 12 points of poison damage.
Okay. No pun intended. You hit the tail end of one of them. Like one of them is able to sort of dart out of the way, but the other one is unable to do so.
Okay. Am I allowed to use a reaction at this point? Because what I would like to use my reaction to do is I would like to bring one of the dead wolf friends back into zombie wolf on my side.
Yes, you can do that. You send. You see the spores reaching out as one hand is outstretched, shooting a poison spray. The other one outstretches toward the body of one of the fallen wolves, and it raises up in a ghoulish fashion. As if you can imagine how scary a shadow wolf looks, imagine an undead shadow wolf. That seems to that seems to be have a small halo of spores surrounding it.
It obeys my mental commands. The only action it can take is the attack action. It makes one melee attack immediately after my turn.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that you could send the wolf out if you knew what was there.
But it knows what's there. It's a zombie wolf, and its wolf brothers. It knows all its wolf brothers' tricks.
Okay.
It's definitely purple, and I definitely hate it.
Purple.
Ah!
It cannot be purple.
I will say this: it is unable to get to its brethren. However, it points towards Mr. Huggles, toward Professor Huggles.
Oh, it doesn't like attack. Okay, it's just like pointing towards like, oh,
As
that's
if,
where they are.
As if, oh, there he is.
Got it. And I say, he's finding them. Get him. Not him, them.
You've got a pointer dog. Nice.
Yeah.
Got it.
Professor Huggles, your turn.
So I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna pull out my Mace of Disruption.
Okay.
While you hold this weapon, it sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
Can I see anything?
Yeah, you see a very surprised-looking shadow wolf in front of you as you pull this mace out. I would say it's a free action to draw a weapon forth, but you see the wolf pointing in that direction. You see the shadow wolf crouch down in the ground, which seems to be moving slightly towards you.
Got it. So how close is he to me? Like, would you say he's within like 5 feet?
I would say yes. He's within 5 feet.
Okay, so he's gonna have to make a dexterity saving throw because he's within 10 feet of my Rock'em Sock'em Guardian.
Is this the first time you played a cleric, Eric? You need to tell me if you're a cop.
No,
No,
really
that's fine. He fails his save and takes 20 radiant damage. Professor Huggles, how do you want to do this?
My Rock'em Sock'em just like fist up and down, like smashes it into the
You see the Rock'em Sock'em walk forward towards the wolf, and the wolf looks up surprised as this hand just comes down and boom, dissipating, splattering the shadow wolf to the winds. And the Rock'em Sock'em says, "And the winner is Hank," and disappears in a flash of light.
Can we make it so like the Rock'em Sock'em robots have like the whack-a-mole mallets?
I just like the fist idea that these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys are out of combat.
And I have a zombie
great.
wolf.
Listen, guys, this other guy, he's gonna be back in a minute. So where he walks over to the spot where he disappeared.
Same thing with Leonidas.
On the ground and then jumps back.
Just
so I'm pooping on the ground.
You're
right
pooping
where
on the
he
ground where he's gonna. I've never had anybody use
back,
fence.
and we surround him.
Is that spot within 10 feet of my Rock'em Sock'em?
No.
Can I move my Rock'em Sock'em?
I don't know. Can you?
The answer's no. The answer's no, you cannot.
Okay. Leonidas has his weapon at the ready.
I'm going to get on the other side of him with Rock'em Sock'em in front of me, him in between, and hold up my mace.
Okay. Mace is held
And
up.
I'm gonna hang on the other side of
I'm gonna
Rock'em Sock'em
say-
after I poop.
I'm going to say, push him towards the robot.
Fairy Princess, you doing
I'd like
anything?
a second zombie wolf, please.
You now have 2 zombie wolves awakened by your spores. Are you giving them instructions before this gentleman appears in the space in front of you?
Yeah, attack the person who's about to appear in the space in front of you.
Got it. There is a pop of arcane energy as Murray's spell ends. The man immediately transports into the thing of poop that Murray has left as a special gift just for him. He rolls a 3 on his dex save and falls into the poop, slipping outward as his feet shoot out in front of him, making him prone. Professor Huggles, Leonidas, and Fairy Princess send their wolves, their maul attacks,
and my mace.
I would like to change what I'm doing if he's fallen.
Okay.
I like to grapple him.
Oh. Okay.
Like put the ball across his chest and just kind of hold him there.
Okay. Then this is going to change. Give me an attack roll, buddy.
Okay. Nat 20.
Yeah, that's going to hold him. So the wolves start tearing him apart. As Leonidas takes the maul and shoves it onto his throat, you see them ripping into him as no other instructions were given. And he just says, "Get them off me! Get them off me!" And he's just screaming as bits of darkness are leaking off of him.
Calm off there, princess, for a second.
Okay,
Murray.
I call him off for just a second, but to stand at the guard and ready to like attack.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Your 2 zombie shadow wolves walk behind you. Okay.
Yeah, Murray's gonna walk up and say, so you were saying about your forest? And say, you make one move and we'll rip your head off. Enjoy my poop?
Oh, while he's saying that, I want him to be really, really, really intimidated. So to help with this intimidation thing, while he's saying that, can I walk around him and go bam, 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 and drop 3 cards around him? I just want like 3 things to spring up so that like his intimidation is just like hardcore.
Okay. Fairy Princess pulls out her Pokemon and just starts dropping them in
All right,
space.
bam, bam, bam.
I got a 25 on intimidation.
At advantage?
At advantage.
Murray, you ever seen those videos where some guy goes to like punch a guy, like cold cock someone, and then like the punch goes off, but then his 3 buddies that are at the bar with him like stand up? So like this guy goes to like say something to you, and then your 3 buddies show up that you didn't even know existed. That are these illusory creatures.
There's a lich.
There's a lich, an arch lich that's standing over you. Think Dementor.
There is where's Diamonds? There's a night hag.
An evil-looking witch.
And there is
who hurt you?
There is the I don't know how to say it. The Aranyas?
And a queen demoness.
Yeah.
Wings out,
winged and beautiful.
Stretched. All 3 of them staring down at this guy. Yeah.
We really need to talk about this when we get back.
So tell me, who you working for, and why should we not kill you right now?
It's weird. You think Murray must have let one go because the smell of excrement gets just a little stronger. It's a very pungent. He is going to look to you and say, I serve the Shadow King. Your friends, or the ones that didn't fight, are trapped in a cage about 20 yards that way. And he points like behind him, where he was on the side of the road. He goes, our job was to secure this area.
All right. Well, you didn't do a very good job there, pal.
No.
Just gonna say, no.
No, I did not. Luckily, you all are good guys, right? Leaving me to go against your children another day.
No.
Well, you still haven't told me why we should let you live.
I mean, technically, these are his wolves, so we could just set his own wolves loose on him,
we don't have to do
right?
anything. We can wolves eat them. Sure.
Can I get up first before this happens, please?
What? My guardian can decide whether or not he's a good guy or a bad guy without us even having to think about it.
Yeah. Let's just walk him over to say hello to Rock'em Sock'em.
I'm okay with that. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
What? No. And Leonidas, you pick him up?
Yep.
I've never seen this happen before. As you guys shove him towards the Ark of the Covenant. And he's kicking and screaming but you've got your grip on him. He's gonna make one desperate give me athletics against his acrobatics or athletics.
I'm gonna use my Kidspiration.
Nat 20, yeah. Kidspiration used. He is dragged towards it, and you see the Rock'em Sock'em robot. He's dropped in front of it, and there's this pregnant pause of the Rock'em Sock'em looking down, and him looking up, and him just being like, well, maybe I did have and the Rock'em Sock'em just punches up, and the head goes spiraling.
Ding ding.
The Shadow Prince has been defeated, dissipating in a chunk of shadows that dissipate off. Congratulations, heroes.
He was definitely a bad guy then.
I'm gonna dig through his poopy pockets.
Yeah, you would see the clothes are still there. And inside the bag, let's see what's in this bag.
Hey Murray, how bad are you on spell slots?
Oh, yeah. I kind of blew all my 4th level, and I still have a few spell slots left. I got all my 3rds.
Cool. So I'm going to use Leonidas will put a hand on you, and he'll use his wild magic. He'll use magic reserves. So I roll a d4. The creature recovers expanded spell slot of a level equal to the number I roll. If the creature, I just take that in force damage. So you can have a 3rd level slots back.
That is a great ability.
That's great. I'm going to take back a 2nd and a 1st because I haven't spent any of my 3rds, but thank you very much. That's very helpful.
Yep. So inside this bag, you find a detailed map of the 4 districts of the central city. The map seems to indicate the different quadrants there, and it almost maps out battle plans. Okay. You see that all 4 of the districts have like these central points, and the job was to set up little traps like this and take out as many heroes as they could. So you've essentially diffused the trap in the forest. And you also mark the spot where the prisoners are being kept. Prisoners are being kept in what looks to be a modified version of the spell Force Cage, which is tied to the caster of that area. Okay, so the killing of the prince released the Force Cage, but they might still be tied up in that direction. But you're able to spot that. The other thing that you find, Murray, is a ring. Gold ring. It looks to have like just a nice finish to it.
Anybody good at identifying stuff?
I can tell you. I can kind of tell you what it is, but not really.
It looks like a ring.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, I can tell you what kind of magic it has, but I can't tell you exactly. I can just tell you like the general school.
Maysay gets it. Gold ring with deep speech written along the side. It says it found, return to Mordor.
Wait, I think I speak deep speech.
Oh, buddy, I'm kidding. It doesn't.
Or I could just put it on and become close and bondy with it for a while, and then I can tell you what it does.
I mean,
I'd like to
deep speech.
I'd like to cast lingering magic on it.
Lingering magic. Tell me about lingering magic.
So you cast Detect Magic without using a spell component, using Constitution as your spell modifier. You faintly grow a color corresponding with the School of Magic.
This is great. This is a chameleon spell. I love the utility of the Wild Soul Barbarian. Yeah, you know what? This ring is chock-a-block with evocation magic.
It's something. I have no idea what that is.
All right.
But evocation, whatever that means. I'm
dig it.
glowing faintly purple.
Are you? I take the ring and run.
Just because I can glow, I faintly glow a color and I can choose the color, so I'm glowing faintly.
It's a ring of explosion. Yeah. Okay. You take the ring and you put the ring on, Murray.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Murray, you spent a little bit of time with this ring, and for the sake of us doing a one shot, like I will say that you are able to, once you put the ring on, you've signed your fate regardless. But actually, this kind of fits. Murray, you just got yourself a joy buzzer. You know what that is? And you realize the ring is supposed to turn around the other way, like that little button, like it's supposed to go the other way. When you do this, when you go to shake somebody's hand, and only in that instance, the ring turns invisible. Upon contact, once a day, you are able to cast Shocking Grasp at the highest level, which is as if you were casting it at the 17th level, which is 4d8 lightning damage.
Nice.
Nice. Once the creature is hit with the 4d8 lightning damage, it cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Nice. Oh yeah. No, I'm totally. This is great to me. This is the greatest thing ever.
So Murray, you got the joy buzzer. Okay.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
All right, let's go free some people.
Yeah.
Murray, check the Discord chat for me. I got a question for you. You guys start heading off. Following the directions on the map and things of that sort. Walking off down in that direction, and as you do, you come across the first area that is just filled with what looks to be some of your friends and compatriots in the fight. You would find, since our chat was so kind enough to start listing off some of their imaginary friends, you see a very tall rabbit that Indigo Jima described a little bit earlier. You find a polar bear that is there. You find Mace's bear as well with the yellow hoodie. And you find the leading of this pack is a very large bugbear that you recognize to be a rogue. Yeah, your bunny is there, Nagojima. That's wearing a red shirt that says Kirby loves Billy. And he's missing one of his eyes. But the rogue, the Kirby is there, and he's kind of already in the process of untying everybody. Everybody there. The first one to be untied is the blue narwhal. That is walking around and makes me have to want to homebrew a narwhal class, a race. You guys walk over and they're like, you see Kirby kind of come over and give Professor Huggles a big hug. You know what I mean? And go like, hey, brother, what's going on?
It appears that they've decided to hit the source, not go after the children, but go after the imagination itself.
You guys got away from the tendrils.
Well, I used the name of my child.
I should have thought of that. We got hit hard, a lot of us, and we were dragged here. Some of us got lost along the way too. So, all right, what do we do? I'm guessing they're hitting like all the different sections, correct?
Yeah, we got to clear out each area, but we also have to kill the Shadow King.
All right.
There's something about the Shadow King.
Well, tell you what, I've got a group of heroes right here, and he kind of points at all of, and you see You know, you see the bear wearing the hoodie, the bunny standing up, kind of hopping back and forth from one foot to the next, and a few other. The narwhal kind of cracking his knuckles a little bit, and ready to go. And they all go like, so, this is your show. Why don't you tell us which one to hit? I'm sure we can rescue one of them, and that'll leave one more for you guys to do. But which one do you want us to hit?
You want to send them to the Water Wonderlands? You got a narwhal, you know.
Yeah, it might be between the polar bear and the narwhal. It might be a good idea.
All right, we're gonna hit up the Water Wonderlands. That sounds good to me. I could use a little bit of a swim. Then he says, good luck. We'll see you guys on the other side. And he puts a hand out into the center of the space, like one of those like team things, and he goes, for the kids.
Yes.
Yeah, for the kids. Everybody puts their hands down in the center of the space, and all right, put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. And movie magic.
Imagination.
Imagination. Yeah, the group leaves and heads over to that area. Where are you headed, heroes?
So the bloodstains were going, or not the other, but the other drag marks were toward the play space.
Perfect play space.
Yep.
Yeah.
The very large, sprawling metropolis that is the play place, that sort of carries into the sky with amounts of tunnels and ball pits and occasionally all-you-can-eat pizza and some very creepy-looking animatronics that come out just sporadically during your time.
It's almost the perfect play space.
It's almost the perfect play space. But essentially, you guys are going to go through my rendition of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, God!
As you guys leave the forest, Fairy Princess Rainbow Unicorn, even though you have two brand new pets to keep an eye on, give me a nature check as our resident druid.
All right.
Should we take a quick rest or something? Does anybody need anything?
That's a 16 because, of course, I'm +0 to nature.
Okay.
You know, +7 to survival, but +0 to nature.
Sure. That makes sense. You notice that even now, be it the balance being restored, but some of the life is starting to very softly return to the ground around you. Okay. Some of that darkened material. Ninja Turtle arcade cabinet. Yes, there's the Ninja Turtle arcade cabinet and the Simpsons arcade cabinet right next to it, right in that space. Captain, what's up? Yeah, so you notice that a bit of the life is returning to this area for what it's worth.
I like that.
All right, we fixed this one. Let's move on.
Just to be sure, and I'll touch a tree and cast light.
Okay. The tree begins to glow. This is a cantrip, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the tree begins to glow as if Professor Huckles just snapped a glow stick and shoved it in the middle of the forest. That light usually dissipates after a bit of time, but this light holds strong. It seemed to radiate outward, affecting some of the other plants in the area. The bits of light shooting up into the sky and breaking through a little tiny bit of the fog and dusk that has settled over the forest.
How are you looking on spell slots there, Professor?
Oh, I'm fine. Hank looks after me.
Just wanted to make sure. Because that Rock'em Sock'em Robot, that is really cool. Like, no joke, that was really
I just imagine Leonidas like constantly raging, hoping that one of the rages will summon a
turns into a like he now prays that one day that he'll just rage out and just get metallic arms.
Leonidas's imaginary friend is Bo. Like that, if an imaginary friend could have an imaginary friend, it would be a giant,
it would just be
drunken robot. Yeah.
It just
Okay, you guys find yourselves back on the hill, leading where the hill that kind of separates the two areas. I'll say this, Professor Huggles, with a bit of an insight check, you would go ahead and give me your insight.
Okay. 13 plus 6, 19.
If you wanted to rest, now would be the time to do it.
Okay.
You're not
so
sure how restful going into this particular area is going to be.
Okay, I will turn to everyone else and say,
We've already eliminated one of his henchmen, and I believe that if we were to take a rest, now would be the time. Maybe a little lie down might be in order.
I'd be okay with that.
Are we talking like a long lie down or like a short lie down?
No, like a nappy nap.
Like a nappy nap. Got it.
Like I can help with a little bit if people need spell slots back. I can help that with a little bit. I have a little magic left in me. I can help disperse if someone's in need of a spell slot.
Very nice. I'm good. I mean, I can stand guard while you guys nappy nap.
I have only cast one spell that required any kind of energy, so I'm fine if everyone else is. We can move forward.
I'd love to get my 4th level spell slots back, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So, I mean, I can convert sorcery points if I need it. So, I'm all right.
He'd do it. I mean, if you don't mind, like, I can. If you give me some time to heal back up, I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I might do a little bit of healing if we're gonna hang out here.
Well,
yeah.
I will say that you guys take a short rest. You can roll hit dice if you want to. You have them. If you have any abilities that refresh on a short rest, you can do that as well. I know that some of you do. As you relax in this spot, still keeping an eye on your surroundings, you can't help but think about the kids and look back on them. And for a minute, you sort of relish in that connection to your kids, going back.
Murray, you get that fourth slot back. You just see like Leonidas puts his hand on his shoulder and he gets that fourth. But you see like the force centered because he takes 5 times of it in force damage. So he just takes 20 points of force damage as he just like transfers some of the magic over to Murray.
Dude, thank you. You're a good dude there, Leo.
Oh, I can't do it very often, but you know, I only use it a little bit.
Do you need some healing? I can help you.
If we're going to take a nappy nap, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's not going to make a difference.
You guys settle down for a long nap, and a nappy nap, as Professor Huggles calls it. The odd warped music that seems to echo from the play place, coming up the hillside and filling you with a little tiny bit of unease as you realize the task set before you. All of you, after taking a rest, gather your materials and begin to go. I made one request of you guys before this game started. I gotta start doing one-shots because I love these characters too much. So instead, I'm gonna make this a 2-shot because it's too good. So you're not getting anything extra from me. Murray McFurfoot, I'm keeping that DM inspiration that you got from Wolf. So we're gonna do a 2-parter to this because I love all these characters so much, and they're pretty cool. And I'm just digging the world that we created. So we're gonna start with the play place, and then you guys will go for wherever you go after the play place. The next time that we all meet and play this game. How's next Monday sound? Next Monday sound good?
Great. For
Great.
me.
All right. We'll see you guys then. Indigo Connect, we're going to actually go raid another channel real quick to show them a little bit of TTRPG love. To everybody in the chat, the Captain, Mace, Akaboos Bender, Legend Hillary, Indigo Gma, Torrid, start sending me your imaginary friends. You never know where they're going to pop up. But we'll see you next time.